Hey guys, it's Tyler with Titan Media. In today's video, I want to talk to you about Google Analytics. So what is Google Analytics? Well, it's a free tracking software that you can install on your website, and you can see a ton of super useful information about your visitors. You can see where they come from, their demographics, their age, gender, all sorts of super useful information that we're going to use to optimize our website. So first things first, you have to install Google Analytics on your website. So if you don't already have it installed, it's super simple. Just go to google.com/analytics, create a profile for your website, and then Google will give you a JavaScript code. Now all you have to do is copy this code and paste it on your website in the HTML. And now you'll be enabled to see all sorts of really great data about your visitors. So once you have it installed, now we can start using it to optimize our website. So first thing that you're going to want to do is look at the data. A lot of my clients always message me and ask me how many people come to their website, where they're coming from, and all sorts of stuff like this, when all you have to do is log on and check it out for yourself. Google Analytics was made for business owners and is a super simple UI. So get in there, check out the data, and there's a few points that I'm going to go over that you should be looking for to see, how your website is doing as far as engagement. So the first one you want to look at is visits. Now this is pretty obvious. It shows you how many people are visiting your website in the selected time frame. So this is important because if you're running an online business, you want to know how many people are coming to your site. You want to know if people are coming and not buying, then there's something that you need to look at there. You want to know if no one's coming, then there's something you need to look at with your distribution channels. Maybe you need to do more SEO, or maybe you need to do some paid advertising. So visits is a really important stat just to know how many people are actually coming to your website. Now the next important one to look at is the time on site. Now this will tell you how people are engaging with your website. If the time on site for your website is like 10 seconds or 20 seconds, then there's really something that you need to look at there as far as why people are leaving your website so fast. It could be a multitude of things as far as it could be, the website speed. It might be too slow and people are just leaving because they're not, going to wait for your website to load. It could be that they're on a mobile device and your website is not optimized for mobile, so they're going to leave for that reason as well. So this is a great stat to look at to see, maybe why people are leaving your website, or what articles are keeping them on your website. And it's a super good stat to look at. So the next one is bounce rate. Now a lot of people think that having a high bounce rate is good because it's usually like in a percentage, like 100%, but that is not true. Having a high bounce rate is not good, and you want to have the lowest bounce rate possible. So the best bounce rate is 0%. Now you're probably not going to get that because what bounce rate is how many people come to your website and go to another page or don't go to another page. So if you have a bounce rate of 100%, that means that every single person that came to your site left without going to another page, which means there's probably something you need to look at why they're not, scouring around your website more or checking things out more. It could be your traffic source. It could be, again, maybe your website's not mobile optimized. It could be all sorts of things, but getting in there and looking at it and seeing this data will help you figure out what it could be. Now there's a ton of other great statistics. I'm not going to go over it because there's just, it would be a really long video, and it could get boring with all of the different things that you can look at. But be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me, and I'll always be posting more information about using Google Analytics and how you can use it to better your website and better your online business. Now the next thing that you should do is enable demographics. So by default, Google Analytics does not have the demographics statistic enabled. So you need to go in there and you need to enable it. Now I'm going to show you how to do that really quick in Google Analytics so you know how to turn on the demographics filter. So here is how you do that now. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you how to enable the demographics statistics in your Google Analytics account. So first, just log on to your Google Analytics account, and you'll see this left sidebar here. So click Audience, and then you'll see a link for the demographics. So just click this, and click Overview, or age or gender or whatever, and you'll be prompted to enable the demographic and interest report. So all you have to do is click Enable, and that's all it is. Now you are enabled to see demographics and interest reports about your users. Okay, now that we have the demographics enabled, it's going to take a while for Google to get that information and pull the demographics about your users. But this is one of the most important stats and one of the most important things that you can do in Google Analytics to better optimize your website. So now that you have the demographics enabled, you can use this information and you can see where your visitors are coming from and what the demographics of those visitors are. So now that you know the demographics of your users, you can see a lot of great information about how they're interacting with your site based on their demographics. For example, maybe you have a website about movie reviews online, and you notice that a lot of your demographics are also, let's say sports players. So you can make those two correlations, that the demographics of people who like movie reviews and sports players, or sports, that could be a matchup there, and you could use, that adjacent demographic to target. You can also use this data to increase your Facebook ad optimization, and you can target these demographics in your Facebook ads and target an audience in your Facebook ads to have a really high targeted campaign. So this is a really good one here, and you can use this with the next one that I'm going to talk about to really optimize your website. So the next one is goals and events. So Google Analytics allows you to create certain goals and events that you can track on your website. So let's say that you want a goal to be when someone registers, okay? So you can set that goal up, and when someone registers, Google will track that goal, and you can see a ton of different other information about that user and where they came from and why they signed up, and how they reached that goal. So you can filter by your demographics, and you can see which demographics are more likely to register or reach that goal. And you can use that information to keep targeting that demographic that is more likely to reach this goal. Now you can do the same thing with events. Now the difference between goals and events are, usually goals are location based. So like you reach a thank you page, or it's usually page based, and you can track that goal throughout each page. And events are more like button clicks, video plays, stuff like that you want to track, that might not be location based, but maybe you want to track how many times someone clicked the add to cart button, or how many times someone clicked the play button. And then you can use both of these in conjunction with the demographic stats, and you can see which demographics are more likely to reach a goal or reach an event. So these two are great ways to optimize your website and optimize your visitors and demographics, and use that information in your campaigns, or when you're trying to target your demographic user. So the last one is not for everybody, but if you are running an e-commerce site, then you also need to enable e-commerce. Now it's somewhat similar to enabling demographics. It's super simple. I'm going to show you how to do it really quick on the computer. So here's how you enable e-commerce for your Google Analytics software. Okay guys, here is how you enable e-commerce in Google Analytics. So log on to your Google Analytics, and you're going to click Admin in the bottom left-hand corner of your Analytics site. So now you're going to see the property settings here, and you will see an e-commerce settings tab. So click this, and now you can see this enable e-commerce button here that is selected to off. So we are going to turn this on, and there's an option to enable related products. I wouldn't worry about this too much. You don't really need to check that. Just click next and submit. And now your website is enabled for e-commerce. So all you have to do now is get your developer to install the related tracking tags to track the prices of all your products. And that way you will be able to see all your revenue inside Google Analytics, and you can compare that with other data to better optimize your website. So once you have this data in place, you can use it as we did with the goals and events, and you can use it with demographics to see which demographics are more likely to buy which products and where they come from, etc., etc. So these are 4 ways that you can optimize your website with Google Analytics. It's a very, very powerful tool to use to make your website more converting, higher converting, and see where the good users are coming from and see where the bad users are coming from. So I hope this video was super helpful to you. If you have any questions about Google Analytics, be sure to comment below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll be posting more great content like this in the future. Thanks, and have a great day.